Hey YouTube, this is Tom at TM Aquatics, and it is time for a July fish room tour. This one could get lengthy, so strap yourself in, grab a cold drink, and let's get started. Hey YouTube, this is Tom at TM Aquatics. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It has been over 2 weeks since I've uploaded my last video to YouTube. It's just been really busy and hectic around here. So before the month of July officially ends, I just wanted to post a July fish room tour / update. With that being said, we are looking at the planted 75 endlers tank, and as you can see, it is completely overgrown. Have a ton of really nice endlers in here, but it has really gotten overgrown. And I've mentioned this in the past. I've neglected this tank a little bit, and it's most apparent in the subwasser tank with that hair algae. Not a huge concern that I have. I can take care of that, but honestly, I've been spending so much time with my tanks in the fish room that I've really neglected this tank, but not to the point where it affects the fish or the plants. As you can see, they're doing extremely well. They're healthy, they're happy. It's just fighting this hair algae up here hasn't been a top priority because it's really not that bad. I can clean that up rather quickly, but I just haven't spent a lot of time on this tank. The bucephalandras that I have over on the lava rock ledges, they're doing fantastic, and really happy with those. The dwarf sage has gotten pretty tall. As you can see, it looks almost like Val now, but anyways, the tank overall still looks good at a distance. It's just when you get up close, you can see that hair algae, but again, not a top concern or priority for me at this time. Enough on this. Let's take a look over at the 120 gallon, the Red Severum tank. This hasn't changed since the last time I showed you this tank. The Red Severums are getting big, and they're happy, healthy, eating like pigs. They're up to probably 6.5 inches. I do want to make some changes to this tank. I do want to add another piece of driftwood, and I do plan to get rid of the electric blue acaras. The piece of driftwood I would like to add to this tank is right here. Bam! That is a massive piece of driftwood. You look at the size of that driftwood, you look at the tank, and that is going to be like trying to fit a square peg through a round hole. I don't know how it's going to fit in there. I'll probably have to trim it back a little bit down here, up here, maybe that over there, but I do want to keep this log in here as well, so I want to keep that piece of driftwood and add that and get them both to work in here somehow. And when I do that, the electric blue acaras are coming out, and the Guyana-Acara strigosais I have in the other room are coming out into here. And everything else will stay for now. But yeah, not a lot else really happening, but it is a beautiful piece of driftwood. I paid $25 for this thing. I could probably easily sell it for over $100 on our local fish club forums. But nice thing about this driftwood also, this end here is completely hollow. So this whole base here is hollow. So it's like one big natural Pleco cave, which the Plecos in here are going to absolutely love. Let's head back to the fish room. So coming into the fish room here, make a hard right, and we have a new fish rack. I have not shown you this rack here. This is my fry rack, grow out rack, and it is not complete yet. I still have a few things to do. I need to cut the tops a little bit, need to cut them around the air lines. I need to put finger holes for feeding and lifting the lids up and off the tank. I need to do some cable management, the power cords, the outlet, the power strip, all that needs to be moved back here so it's out of sight, out of the way. I've got another heater controller for this tank here because I do have some new Plecos coming in tomorrow. I have a shipment of 9 Plecos. 8 of them are going down into this tank, and they will be in this tank for probably 5 or 6 months. They're going to come in about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And they're a very hard to find, hard to source, expensive Pleco. And they do require wood in their diet. That's all I'm going to say. I will be doing an unboxing video and post that on YouTube here in the next 2 or 3 days. But along with that group of those 8 Plecos, I will be picking up another zebra Pleco to go up here with my current group of zebra Plecos. Currently have 5 of those. The one I'm picking up tomorrow will make an even 6. Otherwise, on this rack, I've got 2 other 20 longs. This here, I am growing out some Lamprologus ocellatus golds. There are 28 fry in here. They're getting big. They're eating everything I put in here. They're doing really good, really good. So, and then up here, the other 20 long is just a bare bottom tank. That will be, again, a fry tank. Nothing in there currently, but I'm really excited to have this fry rack and grow out rack just to give me the additional gallons, tank space, and versatility back here in the fish room. But still have, like I said, quite a bit of work to do with the cable management, the tops, etc. So next to that, we have my Pleco Rack. That's a 40 long on the bottom, a 55 gallon. And then up above on top, we have a 33 gallon long. Down below, we have full red albino guppies, and we have a group of 7 L333 Plecos. And they're doing fantastic, growing, doing well. The only issue I have with this tank is the fact that the full red albino guppies are just so prolific, and the guppy grass has completely consumed this tank. I need to get rid of a bunch of these full red albino guppies. I have some young males in there that just absolutely look stunning. They're going to be gorgeous little fish. But I really need to get rid of a bunch of those red albino guppies, and I need to get rid of some of the guppy grass because it's really restricting the air circulation in this tank. And these L333s, they're high pancistrus. They like a little water movement, a little bit of current, and that guppy grass is just slowing it all down. But otherwise, the tank is doing really well. The guppies are healthy and happy. The Plecos are healthy and happy. But we can make improvements on this tank, and we'll be doing that here in the near future. Up above, this is my 55 gallon L134 Leopard frog tank. You gonna come out and say hi there, bud? He usually comes out to the edge of the cave when I get in front like this. But I've got 8 of those L134s in here, 5 adults, 3 juveniles. The juveniles are the same size as the adults now. They're almost fully grown. The juveniles, I should say they're sub-adults now. One of them I have ID'd one as a female. So that gives me 4 confirmed females and 2 confirmed males and 2 unknowns. I do believe that's a male there. I'm not sure about the juvenile that's in this cave here. I hope I have another male. In fact, I hope both of those are males. So, but anyways, they're doing great. My Plecos, you can see I do keep plants in with my Plecos. You don't need to keep plants with Plecos, but I am a planted tank guy. And I like the aesthetics of green, wavy, live plants in all of my tanks. I also have Praecox rainbows in here. They're more of a dither fish than anything. They seem to do well. They help keep the Plecos calm and making them feel safe and secure. And then the last tank on this rack is my L46 Zebra Pleco, and they've got all these nice caves and all this rock work, and they've got that Pleco condo that I built them, but they still prefer to hang out underneath the sponge filter. I've got 5 L46 in here right now, and they've been sourced from 2 different places. I am picking up another L46 tomorrow, coming in with that shipment of the 8 Plecos that are going down here. So that will give me 6 L46 zebras. It is my goal to have 10, but it was also my goal to source them from no fewer than 3 sources after I pick up tomorrow's fish, or after that's delivered rather. That will give me 3 confirmed different sources that my group has come from. So that's always a good feeling, but I do want to pick up 4 more and have at least 10 L46 zebras in here, but they are just terribly expensive. So anyways, that is my Pleco rack. Over here, this is my shrimp rack. I've got 4 shrimp tanks and 2 fish tanks over here. Those are 20 longs on top, and in the middle and the bottom have 40 breeders next to a 20 high. The top shrimp tanks, these have goldenback yellow neocaridinus. They're doing fantastic. This population is sustaining itself rather nicely. The second generation is starting to reproduce. I do expect this population to start growing exponentially now that some of the second generation are starting to berry up and develop saddles and so forth. Just reaching that sexual maturity, I do expect, like I said, this population to really explode. But the tank looks good. Water's a little stirred up. I was digging around in there, my apologies. But the plants are healthy, the tank is healthy, the shrimp are healthy, and it looks really nice. Next door we have my Tangerine Tigers. Got a couple buried females in there. And I also have my first baby Tangerine Tigers. I think there's one center frame right there. I don't know, this iPad camera is not going to focus on that, so you'll just have to work with what I have. Center frame, there's a little baby Tangerine Tiger. So I'm super excited to see some baby Tangerine Tigers in here. So this group is doing well. Oh, there's another one. There's another little itty bitty right on the glass. I don't know, this isn't going to focus that well, but you can see that baby Tangerine Tiger right there. So just really nice to see these guys reproducing. This is my favorite shrimp that I have in the shrimp room right now, but they are doing really well. And again, the tank looks good, it's clean, the plants are healthy, and the shrimp are happy. Down below we've got my Bloody Marys, and these guys have been busy. There are a bunch of little baby shrimp in here. A little disappointed with a couple of the females right there in the frame. They are very light color, and I was expecting all my Bloody Marys to be a much deeper ruby red. The males look really good. There's a couple females back there that look really good, but those two females in particular are very light color, not what I was expecting. This is supposed to be a very high quality Bloody Mary, and as you can see, there's a couple that are a little lighter in color. We'll see how the babies turn out. There's quite a few baby shrimp in here. We'll see how they turn out before make any decisions to cull or pick up more from a different group. But overall, they're doing good. They're reproducing. They're happy. They're healthy. The tank looks good, and no complaints, no issues. Down below, my 20-gallon Blue Dream tank. Probably happier with this shrimp tank than any other shrimp tank I have right now, because I struggled with this tank for quite a while. I had a group of 10 that I started out with, and I was getting no production out of them at all. When I built the new rack and moved them into this new tank and just cleaned it up a little bit, these guys, the population just exploded. Now, I did have another concern where they were very light in color, but that seems to be getting much better. A lot of these shrimp were very, very light color, like blue jellies, and I think it might have been stress. What I did is I ended up adding some poster board between their tank and the fish tank, and I also picked up a bunch of new foods and feed them a much larger variety of high quality shrimp food. And ever since I made those two changes, I've been getting much darker color shrimp. The babies look a lot darker. Look at that one right there. It looks almost jet black. I've got a few in there that look just almost like jet black. So, but otherwise, really happy with this group, just because the population has grown so well and because their colors are starting to look really, really nice. Over here, this 40 breeder, not a lot going on over here. When I rescape the 120 gallon and put that big monster piece of driftwood in, I will be dropping in those Gynocara strigosais. They'll be coming out of here and going into the 120 gallon tank. I also have an L14 Sunshine Pleco in here somewhere. I bought it from Freshwater Exotics in Franklin, Wisconsin. It is a wild caught. It was probably 2 1/4 inches when I bought it. It's now about 4.5 inches. It is growing fast, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful looking fish. But I will be adding that to the 120 gallon as well. That will leave me with a few blue-eyed ancestris back here, just your common blue-eyed bushy nose and the tetras. I do have a wild-caught Queen Arabesque Pleco back here as well. But that will open up this tank for either a group of L264 Sultan Plecos or the 8 fish that I'll be putting in that 29 gallon. I will eventually move that group of Plecos over into this tank, another 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Anyways, the last tank on this rack is probably the worst to look at, but it is a very productive tank. It is a very dirty tank. I have been struggling with diatoms since I set this tank up. It also looks like I have some cyano in here, but it looks like it's getting better. I increased the water flow, increase the oxygen level, and it looks like the cyano will start to die back. But this is my Lamprologus ocellatus gold tank. These are a shell dweller from Lake Tanganyika, and these guys have been very, very busy. I have over there 28 fry in that tank. In here I've got 28 more fry up here in the breeder box. I have confirmed fry in this shell here. I have confirmed fry in this shell here. I have eggs or fry back in that shell, and I think she just laid eggs here recently, as did that one there. There's the happy male, and they've just been very prolific. So even though the tank looks like crap with the diatoms and the cyano, that doesn't bother the fish at all. Now, if I can't clean this up on its own, what I do plan to do with this tank is siphon out all the substrate, scrub the tank, replace the substrate with an argonite sand, take all the shells out, scrub them, boil them, and do a hard reset on this tank. So, but like I said, it doesn't look nice. It's horrible to look at, but the ocelotus have been very productive and given me more babies than I can really than I'm equipped to handle and grow out right now. So good problems to have. But anyways, rest of my fish room consists of a little table over here where I do a lot of work. I've got my brine shrimp hatchery. You do not need a light and a heater to grow and hatch brine shrimp. All you need is a jar and some aeration and some salt water, and of course the brine shrimp eggs. Got a bunch, like I said, all my other stuff for testing the water, so forth over here, my shrimp foods. Got a little shelf down here with a couple of 10 gallons I just picked up from Petco $1 per gallon sale. I have those on, you know, just in case I need more fry tanks for those ocelotus. And that's it. Now I have a couple things. I just picked up a new air pump. I do have a Vivo Sun up there, one of those style of pumps, running this bank, this rack over here, and the hatchery and the fry box. I picked up another one to run these 6 tanks and the bubblers or the air stones in my Pleco tanks. It was my hope to replace actually this air pump and get an Alita AL60. Sadly, my dehumidifier crapped out on me last week right when I was going to buy my Alita AL60, and I had to pick up a new dehumidifier, but cost me about the same, little under 200 bucks, but it really works well. Keeps my fish room nice and comfortable, a lot more efficient than my old one. So the Alita AL60 will have to wait. So it is what it is. And then I have another shelf over here with various supplies and foods and so forth, and all my water treatment things, and that's it. But that's my fish room. It might not be the largest fish room on YouTube, but I do try to keep it looking nice. I do try to keep my tanks more like a gallery style look versus you know, a breeding setup. And I do try to keep, you know, interesting fish and fish that you're not going to see in everybody else's fish tanks. But if you haven't subscribed to my channel and this is the first time checking out one of my videos, thank you and welcome. Hopefully I've will earn your subscription. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. To those that have already been subscribing and watching my videos, thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to me. And I will be posting a video on a shipment of fish coming tomorrow. So again, this is Tom at TM Aquatics. Thanks everybody for watching. Until the next one, we'll catch you all later.